And today we'll start with the question, what do you think the glass is? Half full or half empty? And why? Yeah, why do you think so?
Glass of water is just a glass of water.
For you, Margaret, it is just a glass of water.
Yes.
Why?
Because there's a glass and in it there's a water.
But if we like measure it, how would you say? How much water is in the glass?
There is, it's half full maybe.
Okay, half full. All right, thank you. Irina, how about you?
I agree with Margot.
You agree that it is half full. Why would you say like this? Why would you rather say half full?
Because we are optimists.
You see it in an optimistic way, okay?
And just glass of water is just glass of water is a realistic point of view.
Okay.
I think the glass is half full.
Okay, so you, three of you agree that it is half full, and Marco actually answered the question. Most people say that optimists would always say that the glass is half full. So usually they would say that these are generally very optimistic people. And if they say the glass is half empty, they consider to be pessimists. So do you think you are more optimistic or pessimistic person? Why? I remember the Margot said before she's optimistic, but I don't remember the reason. Margot.
I am realistic.
You're
not
realistic. Okay, but why?
Because I see things as they're in real life, but sometimes I can be optimistic. It depends on situation as every person.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Andri, how about you?
I'm an optimistic person because I prefer believe in the happy and nice things.
So believe in happiness, right? Happiness exists in any form.
I'm optimist, but I'm also a realist because I believe that as it will be, as it will.
That something will happen, right? Or will not, right? If it's something impossible, it doesn't matter how optimistic you are, it's impossible to happen sometimes, right? And vice versa, right? Okay. Well, remember, I told you that we will talk about optimistic and pessimistic people, and we did a little bit on previous classes. But I have these questions for you to answer. What areas or aspects of life can people be optimistic or pessimistic about? But before you answer, I want you to listen to some people actually talking about what areas they feel pessimistic or optimistic and why. Okay, so this is about a 3 minutes, 3-minute video, and well, let's watch it and listen. Okay.
We're in New York City in Union Square, and we're just out in the streets here finding out if people are optimists or pessimists. How are you folks doing?
Do I have to catch anything?
No. Would you say that you're an optimist or a pessimist?
It certainly depends on the day. I've never taken that question seriously.
I would say I'm an optimist. I would say I'm a pessimist. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you think that affects your day-to-day life?
I think it slows me down a little bit. I'm an optimist.
You're an optimist. I'm definitely an optimist. Why would you say that?
Just look around you. It's beautiful out.
Yeah.
You know, not a cloud. There's hardly a cloud in the sky.
I'm alive. I'm here. You guys.
Yeah. Can you think of one time when it was harder to be an optimist?
Jeez. Last semester, I was doing a bio class, biology, right? And the first 2 tests, I completely failed.
I lost both my parents at a very young age.
You know, my life was headed in the wrong direction. A lot of depression. I've been in a wheelchair for 19 years, so.
Maybe every time I was scraping by, wondering what I was going to eat for the next
next meal.
So I slept on the floor on a towel for like 3 weeks and was like standing up to buy a bed, but it got better.
There was always something good to look forward to, no matter what situation you're in.
When you get that meal, there you go. It doesn't have to be that you win the lottery. Something small is still that much important.
My life experience showed me that being a pessimist and being desperate leads to nothing.
And there are definitely days where I have to remind myself, like, take advantage of your time here.
My wife had cancer and I took care of her for 5 years. We used to travel with her cancer, and the reason was because we always thought that it's going to be better. Of course, cancer could kill, and it did kill her, but we enjoyed life to the fullest.
Bad situations, it might seem like bad situations because of what I was taught.
That's a really good time to sort of try to flip it and think about what you've got to be grateful for.
But like at least I have, you know, my sight, my feelings, my hearing.
Now I'm working as a software developer. You know, I went from just, you know, scraping by to where I am now.
I have a 98-year-old grandmother who's an eternal optimist.
Yeah.
I think it's how she stays healthy and happy.
That's what's good about being an optimist is you can always look ahead. Enjoy the present as opposed to lamenting it. And if you don't like your present, change your present. That's why it's the future.
It's a flight.
I think the most people in the video was optimistic person, and some of them said that they are pessimistic. So
Okay. Yeah, most of them said that they are optimists, right? You said, right? Optimists. Some of them pessimists. But what areas they have mentioned, and maybe some areas that come to your mind? What areas or aspects of life? Okay, let me give you an example. So you can be optimist at school. Yeah, this is area or aspect of life. Yeah, area in your life, school, academic life. And you can say, I am almost always optimistic because even I fail the exam, I know I can study harder and still pass it. So I look at it in an optimistic way because nothing bad happened, right? So this is area, academic life. What other areas we can think of?
It's really a nice story when one woman said about her grandmother that's 98 years old, and she stayed optimistic, and it's a really nice story. But she didn't say why she stayed optimistic. Some people say they're still optimistic because it depends on situation. Because, for example, first test well, at least have the highest marks, and they are stay pessimistic because of this. But in some situations, they can be optimistic because it depends always on situation. But we can be sometimes sad and pessimistic, and sometimes happy and optimistic. So,
yeah. Well, I think just the hearing you said you don't know why she said that grandmother is optimistic. She's 98, and usually we just like assume that 98 it's already like age when well, most of the time you feel sick, or you know, the body is not the same, it's not young anymore. So but still feeling positive about life and being happy that you woke up and you see your grandchildren and smile to them and not be grumpy, right, all the time because everything is aching. So maybe that's why she was optimistic, right? But on the other side, I would say, for example, my grandmother passed away a few years ago, and I do stay positive, or let's see it in a optimistic way, because I think that she's in a better place these days, right? She was always sick, she felt pain, but she passed away, and I look at it like it's better for her. Maybe to look at the words that are on top, okay, and classify them. For example, energetic. I am an energetic person. Do you think that would be a pessimist, Jose, or optimist, Margot?
Optimist. Of course.
Optimist, yeah. I'm an energetic person, so I'm optimist. Yeah. What about other words? What other words?
Embraced is pessimistic. Relaxed is optimistic.
Oh,
Cheerful is optimistic.
okay, thanks, Margaret. Very good.
Okay.
Irena, what other words? So we
Um,
ready.
Frightened, this is pessimistic. Reliable, this is optimist.
Optimist. Reliable. Reliable. Mm-hmm. Okay, we still have 5 more.
Cheerful is optimist.
Optimist.
Horrific.
Horrific.
Horrific. It's pessimist.
Pessimist. Very good. Thank you, Andri. We have 3 more.
Defeated is pessimist,
Mhm.
and enjoyable and faithful is about optimist.
Okay, so mostly people who are optimists would say enjoy. That was an enjoyable day, right? And faithful also would be description for positive people. Okay, but all these words have some things in common. And well, the question I want you to ask is, what part of speech do you think they are? Are these words nouns, adjectives, verbs, or adverbs? Do you remember the
adjectives? Maybe
adjectives? Yes, because we use them to describe, like a person or a day or situation, right? I am a cheerful person, so it's an adjective to describe what kind of person. Cheerful, energetic, very good. But I want you also to pay attention and tell me what suffixes we usually would see when we use adjectives. What suffixes adjectives use? You might look at some words that they have the same suffix. Suffix is an ending of the word.
ed, maybe.
Ed, very good, Margot. Yes, ed in embarrassed, embarrassed, frightened, frightened, defeated, defeated, and relaxed, relaxed. We have ed. Yeah, you can repeat also after me to practice the pronunciation. Okay, what other endings? Okay, Irina, do you see any other endings that are common among adjectives? Andri?
Full ending, maybe.
Full, yes. This is also belongs to adjectives. If you see the word that ends with a full, it is adjective, right? Cheerful, faithful, very good. And more? Again? Yes. Yes, able and IC or ick, right? IC or ick, because it will be energetic, horrific, reliable, enjoyable. Very good. You see? So in English, sometimes it is easier to expand vocabulary if you know the endings of or the suffixes of words to create other words. Sometimes we can use one like energy, and we say energetic. Enjoy, I enjoy, but something is enjoyable. Okay, and this will help you to expand your vocabulary. All right, let's continue. You can use today these words as well when you talk about the following situations. So I want you to look at these pictures. So these are actually different aspects of our life, different areas. And I want you to choose at least two pictures that catch your attention the most. Okay, and answer the following questions. So are you optimistic or pessimistic about these situations? How does that feeling affect your day-to-day life? And is it hard to be an optimistic? Why or why not? Okay, so give you a moment to select two pictures. All right, Margot, let's start while the rest are selected.
I choose with paradise and hell and with the dinner.
Okay.
About the situation, pessimistic. How I can be pessimistic or optimistic about paradise and hell? I don't know what is it. I wasn't there.
Well, in this case, you can say, what do you think? You would go to paradise or hell when you die?
I will go to. It's a hard question, really hard question. Maybe to hell. I don't know.
So you are pessimistic in this question, right?
No, I'm pessimistic. I will go to hell. Hurrah!
Oh, you think the hell is good?
I don't think so much. Maybe I weren't there. Maybe there some optimistic moments also. I don't like live in words that everything is perfect.
Okay, so you think that paradise is not perfect?
Paradise is perfect. I don't want to live in perfect world.
Oh, okay, it is perfect, but you think you will not fit in perfect world?
No.
Okay, but does it affect your day-to-day life? How does that feeling about maybe I go to hell, right? Does it affect your life?
Maybe not.
No, because we don't talk about paradise and hell every day, right?
Yes.
Okay, I do agree. Okay, but is it hard to be optimistic about it? Like maybe some people really want to go to paradise. And
yeah, I know those people. I think there is, but they are not my friends, so I don't know what they think about it. So
okay.
I'm sorry, I have an air alarm. I need to go away from a window. I'm so sorry. In 1 minute, I will come to you.
Perfect, no problem. Don't worry. Okay, so then Andriy, your picture.
My picture is about school, about global warming, and about the weather.
Okay.
I'm optimistic about school and weather, but I have a pessimistic view on global warming because people is incorrigible. Yeah. They will continue to. They will continue.
People are unchangeable. You mean?
Yeah, unchangeable.
People are unchangeable.
Unchangeable, and I think they will continue to destroy the environment.
Yes, polluting and destroying it. It's really hard to persuade all people to stop polluting. Yeah. Okay. Yes, and Margot is back, and I think Margot had another picture, and it was about meal.
Yeah, with dinner. I think it's dinner because
dinner. Okay.
So many dishes. I'm optimistic, but sometimes pessimistic because sometimes when people have a meal and something in common, they have sometimes swearing on each other. So I think it's normal, but not where you're eating. So maybe pessimistic and optimistic. So affect your day-to-day life. It doesn't affect my life, so I trying to stay neutral between those optimistic and pessimistic.
Okay. Do you have sometimes like wishes about what dinner you want, and do you look at it positively, like an optimistic person? I know if I ask my mom to make, I don't know, maybe holubtsi or vareniki, what is your favorite, and you look at it as optimistic, yes, if I say my mom will do it for me.
Yeah.
Okay, so in this way you can be optimistic person. All right. So, but I have one more question. Just give me a second. And the question is, do you agree that in order to become successful, you need to be optimistic? So if you want to become successful person, do you need to be optimistic person?
No,
No, Margot, why? Why not?
because if to stay optimistic is you're like wearing pink glasses and you do not see the real what's happening with you and happening what with you're doing. So sometimes people need to be pessimistic to see a real world. Or okay, people need balance. Balance is all we need.
Perfect. All right. I really like your answer. What about Andre? What do you think?
I think people need to be optimistic because pessimism has a bad influence on your motivation.
In fact, I don't know if you remember from the video, there was an elderly person, a man, who said, pessimism brings to nothing. That's what he said, right? So sometimes this is also an opinion and, well, can be also qualified as a good answer. Very good, Andre. Thank you. And well, we have one more activity just for you to look at these phrases. I prepared them. I hear many times these kind of phrases that students use. But some of them have no mistakes and some of them have mistakes. Can you help me to find the ones that are not correct, that have mistakes? So let's start with the first one. It depends of the situation.
It depends on the situation.
Very good, Margot. So we need to use always preposition on with the word depend, right? It depends on. Very good. What about the next sentence? I feel satisfied when I finish what I plan.
Satisfying, maybe. Or I don't know.
That's a good point to stop and think. Is it satisfied or satisfying? Okay, so what is the difference between?
Oh, okay, satisfied. Yes, we talk about the endings. Yeah.
Yes, it's a person, right? So we say, I am satisfied because something happened and this action happens to me. I feel satisfied, but something will be satisfying. That situation was satisfying, or meal that you prepared for me was satisfying, right? So that means we describe something with ing and like interesting, you know, the word interesting. Book, we describe the book. The book is interesting, but the person will be interested with ed. Yeah, so usually ed would describe a person, and ing we would describe something. Okay, very good. And number 3, we should be optimistic.
I would say like we should stay optimistic, but I don't know, is it right? This sentence.
Stay. We can say we should stay, we should be, that both are possible. We should be or we should stay.
I think without S in the end, optimistic.
Excellent. The first thing is you need to pay attention that this is, remember, Irina said that IC is then suffix for adjectives. And adjectives in English do not have plural form. So we say we should be optimistic. But if you want to change it to noun, then you would need to say a what? Optimist without IC, right? We will not use IC. So then we'll say we should be optimists because it's a noun and we is plural, right? So we will make optimist, optimists, a plural. And remember that anytime we use the word people, people is always plural, right? A person, singular, people, plural. So we say a person is optimist or people are optimists. Always people will be a plural, okay, form. And the last one, I am optimistic about the future. Is it correct or not?
Maybe for the future.
I am
No, about, because we think about it. We do not for about, we think for it. We
Excellent.
think about.
Yes.
So
think about it, right? So
I think it's correct.
excellent. Yes, that the second and the last one sentences are correct. So we just had mistake in a number 1 and a number 3. Yeah. Okay. And well, generally we finished today. Oh, just 2 of you. And I really hope you are fine today and everything goes better. Do you have any questions? No?
No.
No?
No.
Okay, I hope to see Sophia and Irina next class, and I also hope you can also join the next Monday. So we'll continue next Monday. All right? Okay.
All right.
Thank you for the lesson.
You're welcome. Great. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.
Okay, goodbye.
Have a
See you next
nice
Monday.
day. Thank you. Bye.